What are tech myths you can't believe people still believe in? I had a client fax me a logo so that I could scan it and then import it into my file. When I called to ask her to email the logo instead, she said she was afraid that emailing me the logo that was emailed to her would make it lose resolution in the transfer. My dad is a part of the everything will give you a virus camp. My brother is playing a computer game on Steam. You gave us a virus with your games. My mom looks up something on YouTube and watches a video. You gave us a virus with those stupid internet videos. He will then proceed to download every antivirus pop-up he encounters because his computer has so many viruses. No dad. You have to download the virus to get the virus. Those antivirus programs you download? Those are the viruses. Not to mention he will have upwards of 3 or 4 legit ones downloaded at a time because there are so many viruses he needs more than one. No. Dad. Now all those antivirus programs are sifting through their files, making it slower and targeting the other antivirus programs because they are rifling through your files like a virus would. My dad is still amazed that I have not gotten a virus in the 5 years since I built my PC. I always have to remind him if you didn't intentionally go to the specific well-known website to download a program, don't download the program. So I guess my answer is old people perpetuating the myth that everything is a virus and you need 10 million antiviruses to fix your computer. Edit. Well guys, I guess it's time to buck up and talk to my dad about watching porn on the family computer. Sigh. My grandmother won't open any emails from Hotmail addresses. She thinks they're porn. She won't even open anything from her Hotmail using niece, even though she totally knows who the sender is. Gotta avoid the porn. The biggest download button must be the correct one. You mean the business I work for can track my internet browsing even if I'm using incognito mode? I thought that was what incognito mode was for. That .org websites are more trustworthy than other domains. .orgs are not regulated in any way whatsoever and are no more credible than .com, .net, etc. The only domains that are regulated are gov, .edu and mil. Old cars were built better. No. Modern cars are squishy because you are squishy. That a battery should be at 0% before you recharge it. It's not that much of a myth since doing this could have been beneficial to the batteries from years ago. But because of the lithium-ion batteries we have now, doing that could do some harm. My sister-in-law and mother, that microwave ovens give you cancer. My father, that connecting video game consoles to the TV will make lines on the screen permanently. My sister, that you can't leave your laptop off for more than a day or two, or else it won't ever turn back on. My mother, that making any online purchase will result in immediate identity theft, emptied bank accounts, and home foreclosure. Based on many stories here on Reddit. Parent, my computer has viruses. It must be that legally obtained video game my child installed on the computer. That forcing people to change their password every so often makes it more secure. In fact, it can have the opposite effect because people are more likely to write down their new password to remember it. People actually think Steve Jobs was an engineer and built products. The man may have been a genius, but he was neither a software developer nor an electrical engineer with the skills to actually build the products that made Apple successful. He was a visionary, a salesman and coordinator like no other, but not a techie. Entering your PIN backwards on an ATM will call the police. There are apps that can charge your phone to 100%. Yeah, sure. Something didn't load immediately on my computer? Better start rapidly clicking till it does. My mom believes that whenever her phone starts lagging, it's because someone's tracking it or it has a virus. My parents believe that if they keep their devices connected to the Wi-Fi that hackers will steal their information. Parents thinking that downloading a game off of Steam or Origin will give your computer a virus. Megapixel equals camera quality. Toolbars don't slow down your computer. Yes they do. They almost always come with spyware and other junk. And that bogs down your computer. If you download something and it wants to install a toolbar, uncheck the box next to the toolbar it wants to install. If it doesn't let you do that, then you need to nope out of that download. Full stop. Expensive. Gold-plated HDMI cables improve picture quality. Not understanding the difference in having your FB account hacked vs cloned. Pressing B and up on the original Pokemon games improved the catch rate. My grandpa turns off the TV when I start vacuuming because he thinks the vacuum can suck the color out. Not sure where he got that from. That my mom still thinks you can pause an online game. Double click everything. Everything must be double clicked. Click click. Video games cause violence. If you push the elevator button repeatedly, the elevator comes faster. I wonder if my friend in elementary school is still mad that I accidentally exposed his CD-ROM game to sunlight. That pressing a touchscreen harder will make your phone react faster. Politician who posts racist thing and gets called out. My Facebook was hacked. The general public. Sounds legit. My grandmother still believes if she gets an internet connection, her identity will be stolen. I've explained to her repeatedly it's already been stolen. Like 99% likely. Banks are all connected and get hacked all the time. The Equifax hack etc etc. She still refuses to listen and misses out on all the photos of her great grandkids I post on Facebook for the family to see. That the password format that 99% of websites force you to use, capital letters, special characters, and numbers in a single word of 8-16 characters, make them more secure. Relevant XKCD. Cell phones are only used by drug dealers or pimps. To this day my mom does not have a cell phone because anyone from anywhere can call her. And only drug dealers or pimps use cell phones. That electric kettles don't boil water as hot as a stop-a-top kettle dart. Webcam spying is a new thing. It's been around since the start of webcams. That there's a Nigerian prince with a few $1 million who needs their help. Refreshing the desktop like their life depended on it. The myths vary from speeding up your computer to clearing virus. Placing water onto electronics equals destroyed. Most electronics will start to malfunction but rarely stop working unless it is left for a long time. Hackers wearing ski masks. Private browsing is actually private. That Apple products are virus proof. Linux is easy to use. Comma to a point. Have fun still digging documents and pulling up forum resources because you're having depository or repository issues. Let alone knowing what either of those words mean to you. Because Linux will spit a lot of computer lingo at you. Not exactly tech. But if the screen doesn't load fast enough, vigorously jiggle the mouse from side to side. When something is hacked, it's probably not been hacked by a single 400-pound genius working from his bed. I was just explaining to my Norwegian colleague about how luxurious it is to have a 2-meter long phone charging cable. He replied, I hear that if the cable is longer than normal it damages the battery. XD. Don't worry. I deleted it from the internet. No matter how long it's been. My grandpa unplugs the Wi-Fi router every night because he thinks it's wasting the Wi-Fi. My mom can't seem to understand that the more you have running on your shitty laptop, i.e. 30 plus constantly refreshing tabs, slows down your computer. My father is ridiculous in the way that he jumps on the stupidest bandwagons and runs them into the ground. The most annoying one he got on was putting mothballs in the gas tank to increase mileage. I am a mechanic. But does he listen to me? Duck no. Big Oil pays to keep his all in the dark about mothballs in the gas tank. There are two kinds of mothballs. One type when it combines with gasoline will create hydrochloric acid in the exhaust. Not too bad. We only had to do his exhaust manifold and catalytic converter once before he changed to the other kind. The other type mixes with gas in your tank and creates a goo that is really good at clogging the small orifices in your injection system. 2 sets of injectors, fuel pumps, and filters later. He started listening to me. We went through 2 sets because the first ones only got clogged because they were old. I seriously consider cutting off his internet at times. He frustrates me so bad. People think that monitors are computers. That the internet is just full of nothing but lies. Specifically in older people. YouTube video showing you how to repair a car? Oh well, it's a lie, it didn't come from a book, so it isn't true. How do you know the guy who's a mechanical engineer and mechanic knows what he's doing with the car? I've heard more older people say things like everything on the internet is a lie. Because all the internet is for is lies. Did it come from the website that supplies my newspaper? Probably also a lie. I once had my girlfriend's grandfather make fun of me for believing everything that was on the internet about our area. And was convinced that I was getting my news from the radio and not the internet. Or that somehow I was getting my newspaper a day early and actively argued with the newspaper company about it. I had to build my parents a computer for them to finally realize that no. Your internet isn't slow. Your computer is just a piece of shit. That the petroleum produced from oil and gas wells comes from dinosaurs. Or any other form of advanced animal life. Oil doesn't come from dinosaurs. Neither does natural gas. It comes from zooplankton and algae. Edit. Since this got some traction, I'll add gasoline comes from oil while electricity comes from natural gas. The latter can also come from alternative energies, wind, nuclear, etc., or coal. But oil is not used to power electricity in the US. And natural gas cannot be refined into gasoline. The word petroleum is also a catch-all term. It can be used to refer to oil or natural gas. Both are forms of petroleum. Oil companies are really in the oil and natural gas business.